Nigerian physicist FRANCISCA OKEKE's passion in her field has led her to be able to explain physics in a simple way.
Physics means everything to me. There was a lecture I gave in my inaugural lecture. I mailed you after I concluded by telling the world that physics is life, and life is all about physics, and that is the summary of it all. If you look around us, that I'm talking now and you are hearing me, it's just physics, application of physics. Two of us are sitting comfortable down here without us falling down to the pit or being blown up. It's physics, application of equilibrium in physics. Everything we do, the phone you answer, everything we do is all about physics. So I say, without fear of contradiction, that physics is everything we do. It's life. And the life we live is all about physics. That's the summary.
OKEKE went on to be the first woman to be Dean of Faculty of Physical Sciences at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka.
I can say I broke the barrier of letting male dominate. So we are trying to tell them, no, physics is not only for men, but also for women. And I think I have proved that.
We are now heading to the observatory where we have the weather stations that records the weather parameters through telemetry, and we download it in the computer, that is laptop. So from the weather parameters, we can do some of the calculations concerning the meteorological weather, weather and the climate, as the case may be. Some of the weather parameters that is recorded here is the temperature, pressure, humidity, wind velocity. We also could record the humidity, and then other ones which we can now employ in our research to know the condition of the weather as well as the climate. And why it is very good is that even though that most of our data we collect from the satellite, we download from the satellite, there is at some point we need to compare the ground-based observations, that's using the observatory, with the satellite data. My first experience with this observatory was around 1995, and it was an exciting moment because formerly we used to get data from other stations. We don't have a station here, and then we depend on whatever we were given. So the first time this thing was installed, we were excited when we downloaded through wireless telemetry our data, and we worked with it, and it worked perfectly fine. It was a very exciting moment. Apart from the satellite data we download for the upper atmosphere, because this will not get to the variation of SQ at the upper atmosphere. We are still looking forward to establish geomagnetic observatory that will give us the values of SQ. This doesn't give you a value of SQ. It's the weather parameters, which can tell you about the climate change also. What comes to my mind is that science is advancing, and we pray that it will continue. By the time we finish the establishment of geomagnetic observatory, that is a bigger observatory, then we have made it. Because right now we are depending on the satellite data from India, Japan, and what have you. So when now they start exchanging their own with our own, I think we are moving. We are going forward, not backwards.
Weather depends on this parameter, and as long as weather continues to change, and what is climate? Is it not the average of weather for a long period of time, be it months, year, and what have you? So as you are studying the weather, you are invariably studying the climate. And if there is anything on climate change, you observe it by working with these parameters, plotting and working mathematics that is there. You know when the temperature is changing, when the pressure is changing, humidity, and what have you. The world is dynamic, it's not static. What we observe today might not be what we observe tomorrow, because we have not been talking about climate change since the world started. But now it's like a disturbing phenomenon in the world. So my worry is that we don't know what will happen tomorrow. If we are not serious with our research, we need to be researching and finding more things. Otherwise, one day we'll be blown off. That's my fear. We don't know where we are heading to. And there's only scientists will tell us. I was in Baltimore Morgan State University, 2003. And they gave us warning that we were not going to open lab or come even to near the school because of a hurricane. They warned, and then because it has been predicted. We vacated, really. People went into the towns where they said it will not reach. And surprisingly, 2 days to the end, the roof where I was staying was blown off and the rain was pouring inside the room. Tried to move from the room, the flood was already there. So you can never predict this for unless scientists can help us with their research findings. They can be telling you, this will happen, this will not happen.
OKEKE has been able to help apply physics in everyday life, making it simple for many to understand. She has also been able to accomplish many personal goals in her life.